Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Charles, and today I will be doing Life of Pi chapter 43, 44, and 45. Remember, we are on the Pacific Ocean, and Pi is currently experiencing his ordeal, and that is being on a lifeboat with a 450-pound Bengal tiger called Richard Parker, a zebra, a hyena, and orange juice and orangutan. Okay, before I do continue, please like, subscribe, and comment. Also turn on your notifications to be notified when I do upload. Okay, let's do this. You do not remember, I'm not explaining the analysis in chronological order, but rather I'm giving you insight into Pi's state of mind and also what I find interesting. So what I find interesting in chapter 43 is when Pi mentioned that certainly I am not alone. In other words, Pi is under the impression he is not alone. He is visualizing, or he is imagining in chapter 43 that he's going to be rescued. Okay, so according to him, many people are alarmed by the sinking of the Tinsum in Tokyo, in Madras, in Panama City. There are red lights. Pilots are running to their planes with submarines, are trying to find them. So he has this impression that the world is looking for them, and they're trying to rescue Pi. And soon he's going to be with his family, and his family is going to greet him. So he's under the impression that his family has been rescued, and now they are looking for him. This is obviously ironic, given that his family has passed away tragically. Okay, so I find this interesting that what this is indicating, that Pi is hopeful that he will be rescued. But we obviously, as the reader, we know that this is not true. Okay, another point I find interesting is that Pi is absolutely fearful of the hyena. What the hyena is doing, the hyena is basically doing laps around the zebra. Remember, the zebra broke his leg. Okay, so he is in extensive pain. He broke his leg basically where the bone is protruding through the skin. Okay, that's absolutely painful. And what the hyena is doing now, it is doing laps. It is running around the zebra. And Pi is absolutely fearful for the zebra. He's also fearful for his friend Orange Juice and for himself. Okay, Jan Martel is absolutely amazing, you know, the way he's able to describe the zebra and its personality. It's absolutely incredible. Please read chapter 43. He accounts how they hunt in packs, and sometimes when they are feasting, they, you know, accidentally would bite one of their brothers or sisters' ears, and they will continue to eat and be savage. And he also describes the hyena, you know, as a very unhygienic animal. So they would basically urinate and drink the water as well at the same time. So while they're urinating, they would drink that as well. So he goes into depth about the description of the hyena. Please read that. Absolutely incredible. In chapter 43, he accounts for the weather, and I find chapter 44 and 45 interesting, because in 44 he is saying that we have scorching weather, and in chapter 45 he says that it is cold. What this is indicating, that Pi experienced adverse weather conditions. It was extremely cold, and it was scorching hot, and Pi had to adapt to the weather conditions, right? Indicating that Pi is able to adapt to adverse circumstances and he's able to be resilient in spite of many difficulties. Okay, in chapter 44, he's also irritated by flies. So because it is hot and humid and scorching, the flies are attacking him. It can also be because of the hyena or because of the zebra as well. It's unclear why. After 2 days, however, the flies disappeared from the lifeboat. Okay, in chapter in chapter 44, Pius goes on to say that at the end of the day is when he becomes more fearful, because when it's dark, it brings terror and uncertainty and unpredictability. And remember, you have a hyena, you have an injured zebra, and you have orange juice as well. Okay, in chapter 45, it is cold. So this is the extreme form of weather. Pa is hopeful, however. In chapter 45, he says that his hope came alive. So, and remember, the idea of hope stems from religion. And the color orange is symbolic of hope, survival, faith, and resilience. Okay, so if you look at the orange imagery on the lifeboat is orange, the tiger is orange, the whistle, the life jacket, Richard Parker. What else? Please mention in the comment section. All these orange items, they are symbolic, as they are providing Pi with a degree of hope, faith, strength, and resilience. And it is a constant reminder that yes, you can survive. The color of orange is also symbolic because it stems from Hinduism as well. Okay, so he is hopeful in chapter 45 because he survived the night. What he is going to notice, however, is horrific. What he's going to notice now is that he goes on to say that that he noticed that the hyena's mouth is red. Okay, and this is obviously an indication that the hyena is devouring the zebra. Pi noticed that the zebra was missing a leg, indicating that the hyena devoured to a point where he completely dismembered the hyena. Okay, and Pi is absolutely fearful. And this is interesting because in the second story, the counterpart obviously would be the cook and the sailor, and where the cook amputated the sailor's leg, and we will get there eventually in the second story. So there's blood is dripping, and Pa is in a state of panic, and is fearful for his own life as well. He's also fearful for orange juice because obviously orange juice is in danger. He noticed, however, that orange juice is suffering from seasickness, and that is problematic because orange juice is not really in a state of mind to defend herself. However, very peculiar, the hyena at this stage is not attacking orange juice, and he finds this quite interesting. He also noticed a turtle, okay, and he looked at the turtle in awe, amazed, and he even anthropomorphized the turtle by speaking to it as though it is a human, and by stating, please go tell them to rescue me. So he's telling the turtle to go deliver a message to whoever that Pi must be rescued. Okay, so chapter 43, 44, and 45, interesting. We are on the lifeboat, and please stay on the boat, metaphorically and literally. You, as a grade 12 learner, stay on the boat with me. Please like, subscribe, and comment.